Hey everyone, what's up? It's Babylonius from PeakofSerenity.com, here with a new series I'm attempting to do, which is to give you the information you need about Windwalkers in 5 minutes or less chunks. So the first one we're going to start with is stats, races, and consumables, kind of the intro stuff you need to know to get your characters ready for whatever content you feel like doing. These stats are based entirely, or this is really based on PvE. Obviously, PvP focuses on a template, so some of these are not applicable. So here we go. Let's put the timer up, and let's see if I can do this in 5 minutes or less. Here we go. All right. So the first thing, Windwalkers are an agility class, so we get agility from our most of our items, except for rings and some trinkets, stuff like that. So agility is Windwalker's primary stat and increases our attack power, which then increases the damage of all of our abilities, with the exception of Touch of Karma and Touch of Death, because they are based on stamina. A long time ago, agility used to provide 2 attack power per agility. Now it only provides 1. It also used to provide critical strike, which it doesn't anymore, hasn't in a couple years. So most of our abilities are based on agility. So agility is our most important and our primary stat. Next is stamina. Stamina obviously increases our health at a rate of 60 health per 1 stamina. And stamina really only increases our health, but because of that, it increases the amount of damage that Touch of Karma can absorb and redirect, as well as the amount of damage we do with Touch of Death. Both are 50% of our health, so stamina really increases our DPS by a small amount, which is unique for other specs. Next we have Critical Strike, which provides a chance to deal double the damage. A crit is double the normal damage. This works on all of our abilities. All of our abilities can crit, all of our sources of damage, with the exception of Touch of Karma and Touch of Death. You will notice a trend. Next, we have Haste. Haste increases your melee speed. It increases how quickly you cast. It also increases the energy regen you have, as well as decreasing the cooldowns of your casted abilities. Not all of our abilities have their cooldowns reduced. Strike of the Windlord does not, as our artifact ability, as well as Touch of Karma and Touch of Death do also not have their cooldowns reduced by haste. Everything else, Rising Sun Kick, Fists of Fury, stuff like that, has its cooldown reduced by haste. This is also not counting other talents, like Chi Wave does not have the cooldown reduced by haste. Next is Mastery. Mastery is kind of our most important stat that we have, and what it does is it increases the damage done of our casted abilities, only our casted abilities, no passives, even like auto attacks or something. You have to press the button to get the Mastery bonus, and what it does is increase the damage by 1%, provided that ability is not the same as the previous one you cast. So if you cast Tiger Palm, then Rising Sun Kick, both will, Rising Sun Kick will get the buff, the Mastery bonus. If you cast Tiger Palm, then Tiger Palm, it will not. So Mastery is kind of our most important. The tracker for whether what you cast last is handled in-game. There are weak ores to watch it, but it does persist out of combat. So if you kill a boss with Rising Sun Kick or a target with Rising Sun Kick and attempt to start the next fight with Rising Sun Kick again, you will not get the Mastery bonus on that. So be careful when you are out of combat and paying attention to that as well. Lastly, for stats, we have Versatility. Versatility increases the damage done and healing done by all of our abilities, as well as decrease the damage taken. And again, similar to crit and similar to the theme of Windwalker, is that Versatility does not affect Touch of Karma and Touch of Death, because they are based on our overall health. So those are what the stats do. In terms of general priority, agility is most important as our primary stat. Next is typically Mastery, followed by crit, followed by Versatility, followed by haste. And you have to understand that those priorities or those weights will change based on the stats that you have. So if you have a lot of one stat, for example, if you have a lot of Mastery and very little Versatility, it's very possible that getting additional points in Versatility will increase your damage more than getting additional points in Mastery. So make sure you're consulting your sims and getting stat weights that way, rather than just thinking that stat weights never change. Looking at consumables and stuff like that, gems and enchants, you really just follow your stat weights. Typically, if you can gem or enchant for agility, you do so. then typically you're going to go with Mastery in all slots for the most part. Neck Enchants, the Mark of the Hidden Satyr is considered the best enchant for single target, whereas Trained Soldier is considered the best for multiple target. Mark of the Claw is also pretty reasonable. They're all very close. In terms of flasks, potions, food, you all want to try and get agility, feasts for agility, potion of prolonged power for agility, and the agility flask as well. In terms of the races, they're really too close to care about. Some people prefer Blood Elves for the AoE silence. They all kind of fluctuate very little bit, but in general, Pandaren are the real true monks, so those are what everyone should be. So that pretty much covers, in a very quick go-about, stats, races, and consumables. I made it just a smidge over the 5 minutes in terms of explaining, so hopefully you enjoyed this content. It was an idea that I got from one of our donors, so please, if you are interested in having the opportunity to toss out ideas for what kind of content I should do or what kind of content we should add to PeakofSerenity.com, please support us through Patreon and PayPal so you can have a little bit of input into that kind of thing. We always consult our donors first. You also get a role in Discord and stuff like that. So if you like this kind of content, please support me and the website. Go to PeakofSerenity.com for a lot more information about all of these things that I covered today in 5 minutes. There's a lot more depth in the website, so be sure to check that out. And be sure to check out the next couple videos in this series that I will be putting out. So hope you enjoy it. Hope it answers more questions than it creates. And till next time, see you later.